Good evening and Ramadan Mubarak to you all. The news, first the headlines. The Sultanate's fiscal deficit in 2017 decreases by 30% and 52% in the first quarter of 2018. Association of Arab Universities discusses in Sultan Qaboos University establishment of scientific societies for debating colleges and a social responsibility council. The center of the tropical depression in the Arabian Sea is less than 1,000 kilometers away from Salalah city, and there is no direct effect on the Sultanate during the next 3 days. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Sultanate fiscal deficit 2017 decreased 30%, and the actual deficit of the first quarter of 2018 also decreased 52%. This was revealed by the Council of Financial Affairs and Energy Resources in its third meeting of the year, which discussed the report of the financial center till the end of the first quarter of this year. It also reviewed key financial, economic and social indicators, levels of actual expenditure and deficit for the current period, bank sector situations, the Sultanate credit rating, as well as some reports related to oil and gas sector and petrochemical industries. The board noted on improvement in the results of the first quarter of this year due to actions and measures taken by the government in the previous period, in addition to the increase of the oil prices. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail al-Balushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, Deputy Chairman of the Council of Financial Affairs and Energy Resources. Sultan Qaboos University hosted the first Executive Council meeting for the 51st round of Association of Arab Universities. The meeting reviewed proposals and recommendations concerning the amendment of the association's basic system, as well as discussed establishing the scientific societies for the debating colleges. It also discussed the proposal of the University of Jerusalem to establish Social Responsibility Council. The meeting was headed by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Saud al-Bimani, Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University. Latest observations and satellite imageries showed developments of a tropical low pressure system with a surface wind speed of 17 to 25 knots located southwest of Arabian Sea. The center of the tropical depression is 1,000 kilometers away from Salalah city. All indications show that no direct effect on the Sultanate during the next 3 days. Weather maps and numerical weather predictions suggest further developments as the system moves westerly to northwesterly towards the coast of Al-Wusta and Dhofar Governorate. The Early Warning Multi-Hazard Center keeps monitoring all the updates of the tropical low pressure. The Public Authority for Civil Aviation advises all to follow the official weather bulletins and reports. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. An Omani woman establishes a rehabilitation center in the Governorate of Muscat to help the disabled. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. An Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman said today that Iranian forces will not be leaving Syria but would continue fighting terrorism there at the request of the Syrian government. Bahram Ghasemi told reporters that no one can force Tehran to do anything it doesn't desire to do. He said as long as there is a need for Iran's presence in Syria and the danger of terrorism is there, and the Syrian government demands that, Iran will continue to help the Syrian government. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin's envoy for Syria, Alexandra Lavrentieva, said that a political settlement in Syria should encourage foreign countries to pull out their troops from Syria. Russia and Iran have been Assad's strongest backers and have joined the war on this side. A volcano that is oozing, spewing, exploding on Hawaii's Big Island has gotten more hazardous, sending rivers of molten rock pouring into the ocean and launching lava skyward that caused the first major injury. Kilauea volcano began erupting more than 2 weeks ago and has burned dozens of homes, forced thousands of people to flee and shoot up ash clouds from its summit that led officials to distribute face masks. Lava flows have picked up speed in recent days, spattering molten rock. Officials said lava that's flying through the air from cracks in the earth can weigh as much as a refrigerator, and even small pieces can be deadly. The interaction of lava and seawater has created a cloud of steam laced with hydrochloric acid and fine glass particles that can irritate the skin and eyes and cause breathing problems. The lava haze or laze extends as far as 24 kilometers. Back here in the Sultan, an exhibition entitled My Health is in Fasting was held in the Wilaya of Dank in the Governorate of Dhahira. It came to shed light on healthy nutrition and best usage of medicines during the holy month of Ramadan. It also focused on physical and mental benefits of fasting. It witnessed a wide participation from the members of the community and included awareness lectures as well as programs. A number of sections of government and private institutions, in addition to voluntary teams, took part in the exhibition through showcasing some awareness pamphlets, healthy food, and other means related to healthy practices. During the nights of the holy month of Ramadan, the youth are used to hold football matches, especially with the availability of modern sports establishments. In this framework, the Football Champions of Private Institutions was launched in the Governorate of Musandam. Such events are considered a great opportunity for meeting of local clubs, teams, as well as the fans of such sports. It's worth mentioning that the commercial institutions contribute in social responsibility through adopting a number of initiatives. In this context, the Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the Governorate presided over the championship, in addition to motivate some companies and institutions to support a group of teams participating in the championship. Within the aim to encourage the teachers to provide more efforts in the educational field, a ceremony was held in the Governorate of North Sharqiya to honor the excelled teachers in the Wilaya of Mudebi. The event, which was organized by the Directorate General of Education in the Governorate, came to honor the teachers in various schools for their tireless efforts and devotion in the educational march in the country. The celebration included poetic sessions, artistic performances to express gratitude and appreciation to the teachers who provide knowledge to students and pave the way for their future. Aisha Al-Alawi, a citizen from the Dhofar Governorate, was an assistant professor at Sultan Qaboos University. Her son had some physical disabilities and she traveled to a number of European countries for treatment. Her search finally ended at a health center in Spain. Aisha returned home, took retirement from Sultan Qaboos University, and decided to go to Europe and the United States of America for further studies in rehabilitating people with such disabilities. After she finished her studies, she established a rehabilitation center in the Wilaya of Sib in the Muscat Governorate. She successfully convinced the private sector establishments to finance her project, which was meant to render better health services for the disabled and those who were suffering from Island syndrome and Down syndrome. This center is considered the first of its kind in the Gulf for rehabilitating and training the disabled. It deals with educational rehabilitation, psychological and training aspects of disability and learning difficulty through assistive technologies and special educational strategies. The center aims to integrate the disabled into the society. It's worth mentioning that the number of the disabled in the Sultanate reached more than 60,000. Well done, Aisha, for the successful work that you are doing. Here are now Ramadan times for tomorrow. Fajr prayers at 3:58 a.m. and Maghrib prayers at 6:50 p.m. And now for the general weather focus. Around the Sultanate, clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. Scattered rainfall is expected over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate's fiscal deficit in 2017 decreases by 30% and 52% in the first quarter of 2018. The Association of the Arab Universities discusses in Sultan Qaboos University establishment of scientific societies for debating colleges and a social responsibility council. And the center of the tropical depression in the Arabian Sea is less than 1,000 kilometers away from Salalah city, and there is no direct effect on the Sultanate during the next 3 days. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. Thank you for joining us, and good night.